And Moses of old time have in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogue or the temple every Sabbath day. Then pleased it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, surnamed Barnabas, and Silas, chief men among the brethren. All right. 23. And they wrote letters to them after this manner. That now we don't have to write letters. We don't got to sit down and scribe. All you got to do is make a video. These are cyber epistles.
These are letters right now.
That's right. When we make a video, we make it go to everybody. All right. And we can address it to certain people. We can make it private, or we can just do a video and put it out privately or just put it out publicly, man. These are the letters, man. These are the epistles right here. That YouTube, that's writing the letters, man. Them please it the apostles and the apostles and the elders with the whole church to send chosen men. I read that already. 23. And they wrote letters by them after this manner. The apostles and the elders and brothers send greeting unto the brethren which are of the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? Are they Edomites? No. They're Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, and they're coming back into Israel. In Antioch, in Syria, and Cilicia. For as much as we have heard that certain which went out from us have troubled you with words, subverting your soul, saying, you must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we gave no such commandment. Now you are supposed to keep the law. You are supposed to get circumcised, but at that time, they were trying to get them into believing, eventually you get it, Say again?
Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
That's right, because we got certain guys that come into the audience. Let's say a guy come and listen to us. He come out there every week, and the Passover comes up in another 2 months. We might not necessarily invite him to the Passover because he's still learning. Because you're going to send him to the Passover, he really doesn't know what's going on. In order for you to partake of the Passover, you got to understand what the Passover is all about. It's not like I did that presentation. The Passover is not a lamb dinner. And for some guys, it was just a lamb dinner. Remember the Passover we did in 2005? And that brother came and he asked for me, here, Tahar, can I speak to Tahar? He said, can I get a piece of lamb? Can I get a little piece of wine? Just a little piece. And I told him, no, we ran out of lamb and wine. And you know why I said that? Because he hadn't been in the truth in like over 20 years. So you can't partake of it now because what happened with last year? Did you keep last year's Passover? Was you at home keeping the Passover? So you couldn't partake of it, man. It speaks in the scriptures about taking the lamb, eating the Passover unworthily. So if you take 20 years off and you ain't go to one Passover, which you're commanded to by the law, then all of a sudden you back in here and you're going to partake of the Passover, unless your children and your children and your children's children lost the fact that they were Israelites and they came back in. But that don't apply to you, man, because you turn your back on the Lord, man. Now let's go to Colossians. Go ahead.
Real quick. 1 Corinthians 11 and 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body.
That's it. So this is not a game where you take 5 years off, then all of a sudden you decide to come back in, man. You dealing with certain issues, you need 2 years off. This ain't you ain't working for no corporation. You ain't no school teacher where you take a sabbatical or hiatus. Ain't no hiatus. Hiatuses in this thing, man. Ain't no vacation in this thing. Now, if a guy needs to take a little break, like Yahweh Shai, he went up in the mountains, he got away from the disciples, man. But if you're going to Las Vegas for 2 weeks, most I ain't dealing with that, man. With your girl, This is Colossians 2 verse 14. It says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinance that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross. What does that mean? That means the laws that you broke in the past, he took it and nailed it on his cross and forgave you. So when you come into the truth now you got to keep the laws, man. You can't just, do the grace thing. Although we still break laws, although we still go off. All you got to do is read Romans, the 7th chapter, and it tells you that, man. It says, and having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. It says, let no man therefore judge you in meat. And this goes to who are up there in the what's this? Colossians, what was that called? Colossus. These were Israelite foreigners that didn't know that they were Israelites, and they were coming into the belief of Yahweh Shai. So this is what Paul was telling them. It says 16, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or of the new moon or of the Sabbath day, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Yahweh Shai. What do you mean by but the which are a shadow of things to come? Meaning we're gonna get it, we're gonna do it in the kingdom. So the ones of you that are just coming into this, we don't expect you to keep everything perfect. You got to study this thing, you got to grow in this thing. And then when you start growing, you got guys that might be in the audience for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Then all of a sudden he'll say, can I join this camp? You don't just get a guy that's in the audience. This is the first time this guy comes to listen to you. Then all of a sudden you put the guy in the camp, man. And then you wonder why he's breaking down scriptures the wrong way. You got to learn this thing. And then once you come into this thing, you put guys over him to test him and build him up. And guys are supposed to be watching other guys. And that's something that's not going on among the camps, man. Because there was a certain guy that's the head of a camp that guys, they were watching him, but they wasn't telling us nothing. And that's why you have all this confusion, man. We're not magical men that can fly and hover over you and invisible and see what's going on, man. We're not the gods, bro. We're men just like you're men. And that's why you have positions. You have leadership positions, man. And when a guy goes off, you're supposed to straighten that guy out, man. And that's scripture. Now we read Acts 15, right? Now let's go to Amos. Amos. What was that? Amos 9. And this is what James is quoting at her. Amos 9:11. It says, in that day, and we go through this over and over again. And God, and the ones of you that can't get it, you're not meant to get it, man. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen. What does it mean in that day? Right now, you see all them different camps out there? That's a fulfillment of the tabernacle of David being raised up. But really, you got guys out there that are part of the house of Saul. So the tabernacle of David is really GMS, the great millstone. And then you guys from the other camp, CC, if you wanted the elect, you know what you're going to do? You're going to break off from Elder Ricard, and you're going to get with GMS. And if you don't do it, that means you really was never of the elect in the first place, man. I'm just telling you like it is. And you are searching. And that dude's a bug out, man. Elder Ricard he's a bug out. All right? That man, we can easily chop up. He's teaching that there's such a thing called hell. He's teaching that there's no reincarnation. This is the madness, man. And that's easy. That's easy to break down the reincarnation thing. So why is he teaching otherwise? Why does he got the Samoans down as one of the tribes? That dude is way off, man. And if you guys keep following him, you're gonna be destroyed just like him. And he's gonna be destroyed, man. Through the name of Yahweh. And every time you say Ahaya by Hashem Yeshaya, man, I feel bad saying that. The Most High, he's looking at you like, I'm gonna let that nigga say that name one more time. Or Christ. And the angels is looking at like Nate and looking at the Most High and Most High. Let me tighten this dude up. You know?
That's why James White destroyed Bubble Eyes. Hey, James White destroyed him, made him look stupid.
And James White is
a nobody.
Okay, let me read that again. Amos 9:11. It says, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof." You know what that means? The Most High is going to cause a certain number of Israelites, a certain number to come together, and then there's going to be a close there. If you ain't part of that number, it's closed. We got the number. That's why when you go to Revelation, the seventh chapter, it says the 144,000 be sealed. It said, "Hurt not the earth, neither the tree, neither any the trees or greens, grass, until my servants be sealed," which are the 144,000. And then when that happens, then you can take this place out. Yeah. All right.
It reminds me of Noah. The Lord sealed the boat because the elect was in there. The elect was Noah at that time.
The elect was only 8 people.
Yeah, that was the elect at that time.
It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruin, and I will build it as in the days of old. And we're being built right now. You notice that every so-called Saturday, you're going to get a lesson. All through the week, you're getting lessons. We out there on the highways and the byways, and then it's being uploaded on the YouTube. So you can't tell me, well, I would have did this had I learned it, man. You learn it now. It says that they may possess the remnant of which in Acts, the 15th chapter, the word Edom wasn't mentioned there, man. It says that they may possess the remnant of the Edomite, which we are going to enslave Edomites, but we're going to take their land. When you look up the word Edom right there, the word, if you click on it, the word there is H123. And then the definition is land, the land of Edom. Edomites in the land of Edom. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. The heathens are the other nations, but it's talking about the lands. The land from the great river, what is it, the Red Sea? Is the Red Sea to the great river Euphrates, if I'm not mistaken. Said all that land right there is going to be your land. So part of that land is Edom. So we're going to take that land, man. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen, all the lands which are called by my name. In other words, the Most High put his name here. This is Yahweh's country, so you can understand. Saith Yahweh that doeth it, right? It said, behold, 13th verse, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper. What does that mean? The ones that are being slaves are going to take over the slave masters. That's what it means. Okay, now if you go to the next book over, which is Obadiah. Now, why are we going to ultimately take Esau's land? Because there ain't going to be no Edomites left.
Yeah. Like Job said, they're going to fly away as a dream.
They're going to fly away as a dream. It says, Obadiah 1:18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. What does that mean? Israel coming back together. All right? And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be remaining any of the house of Esau, not even one. We're going to get every last one of them. For Yahweh have spoken it. Now, James White said, oh, that already happened. Well, wait a minute. There's Edomites still walking around, man. There's Edomites still walking around. And then if it did happen, when did it happen and where did it happen? Yeah. Do a video on that.
quick precept for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is concerning Esau, Edom. I quoted it, but I'll read it. Job 20:7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. That's
Talking
shit.
about the Edomites.
They
It doesn't say Edom right here. It says the wicked. How do we know that Esau is the wicked? Malachi 1.
That's right. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. That pale fluorescent skin.
So that didn't happen yet because we
No.
still see Edomites are still in power. They're still in the power seat.
Yeah, because you Edomites.
They're the Romans. The Romans were
That's right.
Edomites.
Yeah, you
But
got-
wait a minute. What about the Herodians? Wasn't they Edomites? And they were no, they were all Edomites. Some of them had went up into Georgia, Russia, in the Caucasus Mountains. Some of them had remained down in Mount Seir.
Yeah.
So that's why them Edomites up there in Georgia, Russia, and the Caucasus, when they came down as Alexander the Greek, or the Greek, and the father Philip of Macedonia, and the Romans came out of that union. The Romans came out of that. It was the Romans that saw them Edomites and said, "Oh, those are the Edomites because they're from the land of Edom." But you look just like them.
Yeah, they were.
They were
themselves
Edomites.
Edomites.
They were
Yeah,
Edomites, man. But they didn't know that they were Edomites
that's right.
because they were lost to their nationality, just like Israel was lost to their nationality, man.
Hey, that's why the Lord say He's going to destroy the covering cast over all people. He's doing that now.
Yeah, because the Moabites don't know that they're Moabites.
That's right.
The Ammonites don't know that they're
The
Ammonites. Hold up, the Egyptians, the people of Mizraim, don't know that they're the people of Martezayim, and they're south of the land.
Yeah, earlier you
They're
mentioned
directly, hold up. You got
Yep.
Egypt, so-called Egypt over there, which Arabs are in control of that now.
Right.
But then south to that is Sudan, where you got the actual real. So you wonder where did the real Egyptians go?
Right.
Well, they're south of the land of Egypt and the Sudan, and them people in the Sudan don't even have no clue that they're Egyptians.
Right.
You go
Covered
to any museum and you see them, the artifacts or the wall paintings of the Egyptians. They're tall and black.
And ugly.
What people on the earth are super tall and super black? Them Sudanese people, man. Manute Bol is I saw the dude in real life when he was in college, man. I said, damn. I looked at that dude. I said, it was scary, man. This guy was so tall, it was dreadful. I mean, this dude, I could, if I stood next to him, I would go right up to like his thigh. This dude was freakishly tall, man.
Right.
You know? And that's an Egyptian. And the Egyptians, the so-called Egyptians, the sons of Mizraim, were known for their great height and they were dark skinned, but they don't realize they're south of Egypt, but they don't realize that they have no clue. Why? Covering class in Ecclesiastes 1:9. No remembrance, man.
Yeah,
That's why you got a bunch of Jakes saying that they're Kemet, and they don't have no remembrance because the Most High didn't open up their mind. You see?
Yeah, because Esau put a covering cast over them, put those corporate names on them.
The Moabites don't know that they're Moabites. The Ishmaelites kind of know that they're Ishmaelites. They'll tell you that they're Ishmaelites. You know why? Because they're still in that land. They were never pushed out of that land. Well, you got Cushites, which are Ethiopians, and I know for a fact because my cousin married a Cushite, but they could be Israelites because they were cool. They'll tell you that they're Cushites. They'll tell you that we know that we're the Cushites in the Bible. And they name all their children after biblical names. All right? It says, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess the Canaanites. What does it mean by the Canaanites? It's talking about their lands. They're going to be our slaves, but we're going to possess their land, even unto Zarephath. What is that talking about? A land area. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad shall possess the cities of the south. It's talking about land. And saviors, which we are saviors, shall come up on Mount Zion and to judge the mount of Esau, the Edomites, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So with that, we're going to close on that. I hope y'all learned something. And shalom.